Hunter x Hunter is known for having its iconic and legendary openings, but what if I told you that the opening for the Dark Continent will be the darkest one that we have ever seen yet, and that is no pun intended. But no, in all seriousness, the Dark Continent opening will be the darkest opening of all the Hunter x Hunter arcs because, like I said, Hunter x Hunter, it's known for having its light yet dark theme concept for the whole series, whereas we see Gon and Killua, obviously they're laid back, they're always happy and stuff, but in the world that they're in, should they really be acting like that? But this arc is going to be completely unlike any of the other ones because we saw what the Chimera Ant arc brought. We saw what arcs like York New, I almost said New York New City arc brought. But what if I told you that this arc will surpass all of them in terms of the grittiness and the darkness for the series? And the reason why I'm saying that is because we get introduced to the princes, and the princes are the strongest and the most ruthless characters introduced in the series, starting with the fourth prince, because we see that he is easily beyond Meruem's level and he just learned Nen. So that just goes to show you that once he actually does master his Nen potential, he will actually become unstoppable. And we see that he's learning it at a fast pace too. So once the fourth prince actually does show us what he's fully capable of, then we'll actually see how strong he truly is. But the best thing about the prince is that it's not just one of them. No. If it was only just one prince that was hype, then that would be trash. But Togashi made sure to bring in the other princes because we see that the first and the third princes, they look like they're just as strong as the fourth prince, which goes to show you that the other ones won't be irrelevant. Now, they might not have the same amount of potential, but strength-wise, Benjamin, the first prince, we definitely know he's not someone to sleep on. And the third prince, we see he's just as eager as the fourth one to get the title of the king. So the fact that they're still hyping up the other prince's power goes to show you how strong all of them are. And we also see that there are outliers like the fifth prince who do seem to be actually like good people. Yes, because the other princes, they have shown that they're like your typical princes, like they're douchebags to everybody else. But with this fifth prince, it shows us that he's actually a good guy who has some good morals. And we saw he was very pivotal for all of the other princes, and he was the only one out of all of them who was able to stand up to the king, his father. And he also did tell him that he wasn't even going to participate in the whole succession rule thing. So I believe that the fifth prince will be very pivotal, and it goes to show you that even though he may not be as strong as the other ones, his role, it may come back to be the biggest role in the whole series since he's the only good prince. And we know that the princes themselves, they introduce a new power of level since they have broken Nen abilities. For example, we know the fourth prince, he's able to stop time, but they also have Nen Beast on top of that. Yes, they have Nen Beast to go along with their broken Nen abilities. They're kind of like the Chimera Ants, but they're still very inexperienced. That's the thing. These guys literally just learned their Nen with no battle power, none battle experience, but yet they're this strong. So that just goes to show you, once they get to the Dark Continent and develop, they will become even more monsters than what they already are. And speaking of monsters, I gotta discuss Beyond Netero, aka the only man who injured Netero in his prime. And we know that he is finally being let out of prison. He's going to be able to explore the Dark Continent more than anybody else. And the fact that he has been most excited about going there than anyone goes to show you that he will reveal something to us on the Dark Continent that will be groundbreaking in terms of Hunter x Hunter wise. Like, we'll never see anything like it before. And we can expect the return and highlight of our favorite characters like Leorio. Obviously, we saw he didn't really get too much highlight in the chairman election arc, obviously, besides Funch and Jing, but we see in this one he is clearly becoming a doctor, and he also is a Zodiac member. So we see that he begins serious training for his goal, and that's very exciting to see how far Leorio has come. And there are characters like Hanzo who do make a return, and we already saw what Hanzo did to Gon back in the day, so we already know how important he was. And the fact that he's one of the lead bodyguards along with Bisky goes to show you that Hanzo, his new Nen ability and all that stuff, they are definitely hyping him up. And last but definitely not least, the man who I think will be the first one to die on the Dark Continent, Izunami, aka Kurapika's teacher. And I believe that they're going to do this to Kurapika's teacher simply because we saw what happened to Kite, his teacher, and Gon, obviously Gon had Kite as his teacher. We saw what happened, but we do know that Kurapika, now that he has somebody who has taught him Nen along with him, what if Togashi does the same thing and making Izunami end up dying so that Kurapika can end up grow from this? And what if he actually does make Kurapika learn how to use, or not learn, but make him utilize his Nen power outside the Scarlet Eyes with the death of his teacher? Because his teacher Izunami, I can just see the death flags hanging over him with this arc. So the return of the new characters is definitely something to be excited for the open, or the return of old characters, I should say. The return of old characters is something you should be excited for on the new journey to the Dark Continent. Comment what you guys see down below. Subscribe if you haven't. Peace out.